First of all, I'd like to welcome everyone. You traveled from many parts of the country, and it's such a special event with Kyle and Bridget on this special day that you're here, and we love you. And on behalf of Lynn and I, we want to thank you. Well, I saw their relationship grow every day. I had a front row seat to this, being that they were living in the granny flat. It was amazing. It was better than a reality TV show. Well, finally, Kyle asked for permission, and we said yes, of course. And the engagement he planned was perfection. And here we are now. Kyle, I would like to formally welcome you into the Murphy family. You're a wonderful man, and I truly appreciate you, especially the love you have for my baby girl. Bridge, my wonderful, precious baby. I've seen you grow up from adorable to beautiful to independent and wise. Always trust your judgment. Look who's sitting next to you. Your first best choice. Finally, I believe the secret to a long and loving relationship is spending more time telling each other their good qualities, trying to avoid the complaining at all costs. Remember, it's we and us, not me or me.
So Bridget was my first best friend. She was my sidekick. She was my guinea pig. With all my older my high school friends, when we would, she was a guinea pig. We could do anything to Bridget, and she just wanted to be there to do anything. We could say, oh, we forgot the popcorn downstairs, and Bridget would say, do you want it? And we'd say, yeah, we'll time you. And she would sprint downstairs and go get it for us. And poor thing didn't realize we were just using her. But she was so cute and eager and just so happy to be with us. And just our age gap didn't allow us to be in high school together. But I think that was for the best, because we didn't go through those inevitable, annoying little younger sister years, which we had. So Bridget and I never had that together. Over the years, I lived in a lot of different places, and Bridget always made the time to come visit me a few times at the University of Oregon. I lived in Spain, and Bridget came to visit me. I still do not understand why Paul and Lynn let me take your 18-year-old to Ibiza. That was a judgment call that I don't know. We're still trying to figure out. Blind leading the blind, 18-year-old in Ibiza. And then trips to New York City to visit me, and then most recently in Portland, Oregon. And I always thought that I was the older sister taking care of her. I remember making sure I had food and wine in the fridge. I didn't have food in my fridge in New York City. I made sure I had food. I made sure I had clean towels. I made sure I would write out the directions from the subway to where she wanted to go while I was going to work, thinking I was the caring big sister that was taking care of her. And then in the last few years, I've realized that it's really been Bridget that's been taking care of me, her big sister. And Bridget, I know that a lot of you, everyone here knows her, and she is someone who cares deeply and loves deeply and is so warm and open and never judges. She's the person who knows how to, never judges, always cares for you with kid gloves, or can be, she tells you when you need to step in line, which she's done with me a few times, deservingly. But she is that way with her friends, her family, and I think that's pretty evident with this group of people here. You're a caregiver. You've been a huge support and friend to me and to everyone here over the years. You've also been a caregiver to the roommates, your roommates, mom and dad, and all of our. Sorry, the roommates are mom and dad. You are so incredibly special to us, and we just absolutely adore you. And then Fletch. Kyle, the last few years have been amazing with you and our family. And then with you moving home with Bridge back to San Diego, you're a pillar in our family's life. All of us look up to you. We look to you. You're so special. You're the perfect complement to Bridget. When Bridget gets jiggy, you are there to calm her down. About a year ago, I decided that I was going to move home from Portland, Oregon, and it was COVID and all this crazy stuff, and I was looking at apartments, and I had poor Lynn running around town looking at apartments everywhere, 500 square foot apartments. Like, what is Lynn doing that? She's doing it for me. And I fell in love with an apartment. And I remember saying, Mom, Dad, I want to put an application in this place. And they said, okay, well, but it was near the hospital Bridget was working at. And so they said, it's kind of a dodgy part of town. Let's check it out. So I heard the next day that my mom, Dad, Blossom, the dog, and Kyle went to go check out the neighborhood at like 9 p.m. to make sure it was safe for me. I totally brushed off what my mom and dad said. They said, oh, no, you don't want to go. Let's keep looking. Oh, come on, Mom, Dad. I'm in my 30s. I'm like, come on. No, Mom, Dad, I love it. Let's put an application. And Kyle said, Kate, no. You don't want, it's no. And I said, oh, you're probably right. Okay. Oh my God, you're probably right. I should keep looking. And so thank you for caring for Bridget's family like we are yours. You've been you're a brother to us, and you're a brother to me. You're not a brother-in-law. And I'm just so thrilled for the two of you. You also love deeply and care, and we're just so grateful to have you in our lives. And so welcome officially. Cheers to a wonderful life of love, happiness, laughter, and we love you, Fletch and Bridge. Thank you.
You're like summer in the shade, like a sip of lemonade, and I love the taste. Oh, I love the taste. You're the only songbird sing, like a lullaby of spring in the morning rain, in the morning rain. I'm gonna give you all my love, wildflower, give you every minute of every hour, dancing the wind, you leave it whispering. I'm gonna give you all my love, wildflower. You're a river running free, always where you're meant to be, and I'll go your way, yeah, I'll go your way. Through your heart and open mind, color just outside the lines. It's the way you're made, darling, don't you change.
Oh my God.
Wildflower, give you every minute of every hour, dancing the wind, you leave it whispering. I'm gonna give you all my love, wildflower, wildflower, river running free.
I have been best friends for our entire life. I mean, think about it. From day one, we've gotten to grow up together and spend every day enjoying the same hobbies and interests, playing the same sports, competing against each other in anything and everything you can think of. Sure, just like any sibling relationship, we've had our fair share of arguments and fights. And make no mistake, I came out on top on every single one of those. That's right. But there is no bigger blessing in my life, and I truly mean this, than having Kyle as my twin brother. I'm so proud of the man that you are today and the husband you will be to Bridget. The future is so bright for the both of you, and I cannot wait until the day you move back to Indiana. So every relationship has game-changing moments that shape a couple's future, and I'd like to share a couple of Bridget's and Kyle's moments. If you know Kyle, he's never been the one to turn down an opportunity for a social event. One of his favorite things to do is to hang out with his friends. In February of 2015, we had the opportunity to attend Mardi Gras down in New Orleans with one of our good friends, Garrett Fell, who's over here. So we had the opportunity to go down there with a couple of his fraternity brothers, and they were going to lay the land for us. It was going to be an amazing thing. So in most all cases, Kyle would be the first one to commit to a trip like this. No matter what else he had going on, he would find a way. But this time was different. Kyle, without hesitation, said he couldn't go. He went on and on about how he had a big test he needed to study for, and he wouldn't budge. He made it very clear he wasn't changing his mind. He wasn't going. Now, if you know Kyle, he clearly didn't think this one through, because he's never studied for a test in his life. I knew he was hiding something. A couple more days passed, and we were still pushing Kyle to go. The truth finally surfaced when he randomly asked me, "How many roses would you give a girl for a Valentine's date?" Mardi Gras happened to fall over Valentine's Day that year. Kyle wasn't going on that trip because he was taking Bridget on what would be their first Valentine's Day date. So kudos to you, Kyle. Jeez. This is when I first knew Kyle had serious feelings for Bridget and that she was someone special. Shortly after their Valentine's Day date, Kyle and Bridget officially started dating. And that may sound like it was a quick transition, but let's not kid ourselves. Bridget made Kyle work for it. One weekend in particular, in the summer of 2016, a group of us went to visit Kyle, and we were going to a concert at Soldier Field. We all had a blast, but I could sense something was off about Kyle that night. He was anxious most of the night, almost to the point where he wasn't enjoying himself. His primary focus was centered around our plans afterwards, where we were eventually meeting up with Bridget, a couple of her siblings that were in town, and her parents. They were all in town that weekend. Finally got there. We were in the hotel lobby bar, hanging out into the early morning, enjoying cocktails, sharing stories, and we were solving all the world's problems like we always do. One moment in particular from that evening stuck with me, though, and that was when Bridget and I had a conversation aside from the rest of the group. She shared with me how much she was in love with Kyle and how happy they were together. Then she told me that one day, Kyle and her were going to get married, and there was no one else she wanted to spend her life with. That obviously put me at a loss for words for several reasons, but the main thing that I took away was that I had this beautiful girl with an outstanding family telling me that she was going to marry my brother. And it was on that night 5 years ago that I knew that we would be all here tonight celebrating. Kyle and Bridget, you have so much to look forward to in your new adventure as husband and wife. You both mean the world to me, and I can't wait to support you every step of the way. Now, if everybody could raise a glass. Here's to the new Mr. and Mrs. Fletcher.
Very different relationship with Bridget than Caitlin does. I'm 8 years older, so we were in different stages and seasons of life all the time. And my mom reminded me when Bridget was born, I was so thrilled. I thought she was my baby, and I would jump and sleep in the crib with her. But the different seasons of life are, let's see. I was raising my 3 kids while she was finishing high school, and Caitlin and Bridget went gallivanting all over the world together. Ibiza. While I was raising my kids. I am unbelievably blessed to be raising my kids, but we've just had different life paths, and that's okay, and it's wonderful. And she would come home from college and every year for the holidays, and it was just one story after the other of how wonderful her life was. And Fletch came in the picture, and she had all these wonderful stories of friends and spending time with Caitlin and just all over the place. And it was so wonderful, and so proud of her every time, with her nursing and caring for people. She cares for everyone. But Bridget really stepped into a role that's really close to my heart, and that's being an aunt to my 3 kids. So she's really stepped up into this role as, being an aunt. And with she doing that, Fletch has really done it as well. Anytime I need to get out, because I'm going to tell you right now, I need to get out here and there because it's I'm outnumbered. Fletch and Bridget never waver. Reagan, you need time? We got you. They come to Saturday soccer games. They step it up as a team, and it's just, they're so young, and to take on that role and that kind of responsibility and mentorship, and for someone, to look up to is really great for my kids, which is obviously my first priority. They have good role models. I love to see Fletch with my kids, and it's such a big indication of what kind of father he's going to be. He's that gentle giant who he is soft-spoken, but he will put my kids in line. He will lay down the law, and Bridget does it too, but like, he's not even a part of, what was that? Oh, it's my ringer too. He's not even a part of the family, and he will tell my kids, that's some BS, change it around. So that's really cool to have another.
He's part of the family.
He is part of it. I know, but you know what I'm saying. Anywho, okay, let me just keep going. So the other thing I wanted to say was being cared for. Something that's really special, Bridget, that I'm going to tell you about that you do that really is special to me is for Mother's Day. I get the handmade stuff, but Bridget takes my kids shopping and buys all of them gifts for me. So I have something to open on Mother's Day. And it's unnecessary, but it's so appreciated, and it's not overlooked, and it's so special. When I first met Fletch, I wasn't weary about him at all. He's quiet, but on the scale of loud to quiet with the Murphy girls is all relative. He listens, and when he speaks, it's meaningful. So it's not, jibber jabber, And then the last thing I'll say, I've said this for the last few years about Bridget and Kyle, and I think it's really cool. I and my sisters and I, we get a little boisterous. It is what it is. It is what it is. We're Murphy girls. And Kyle will watch Bridget and stare adoringly at her. He never tries to rein her in or to stifle her or change her. He lets her go. And that's rare, to not have a man go, okay, that's a little much, back it up, I've had that, so it's really, whatever, guys. Okay, anyway, I couldn't ask for a better partner to let Bridget be her spirited self, her real authentic self, and I thank you, Fletch, every day for that, Anyway, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for gathering here. Let's make a toast to my sister and my brother, and for the wonderful people that they are and the wonderful life that they're going to continue to have. Cheers. Cheers.
North Star throughout my career. She's made me a better person. And as she would say, if you're going to marry somebody, are they going to make it so that you're going to get to heaven? She's done that. She's made me a better person. And I thank you, honey. So, let's get down to the newlyweds. So behind every good story is a backstory, and that's the United States Navy. Because Lynn, a Navy nurse, Paul, a medical officer, met in San Diego. And we spent 9 great years together in the Navy and 4 great children. And we got out of our service after 9 years to go into private practice, and we thought we'd done our duty. But the Navy had other ideas. Desert Storm, 1990. Lynn got called up. She was sent up to Oakland. She was gone for over 6 months, came home on weekends maybe. She missed the kids dearly. We missed her. And then when the dust settled, no pun intended, Lynn came home and said she wanted to have another baby. Well, we already had 4. I was stressed out by Desert Storm. And I said, what did I say? Of course, Lynn, whatever you want. But I had one condition, and I asked her, I said, will you leave the Navy? Because I couldn't afford to take care of 5 kids when she was gone, being the nurse and the caregiver for the Navy. She agreed, and 1 year later, July 2nd, 1992, we had Bridget. Bridget went to IU to become a nurse. Following in Lynn's footsteps, and met Kyle. They started their courtship. Eventually, they would go to Chicago, just like Clayton pointed out, 3 years. Bridget's first job was in Mercy Hospital Southside, not a great neighborhood. Lynn and I worried every night that she was going to be okay. But Bridget was Bridget, she was tough, she was going to be determined, she was going to do it. But my fears and Lynn's fears were gone because of Kyle. He picked her up every night at 11 o'clock at the end of her shift. And at that point in time, I knew that he would always take care of her and that he was a great man. I got to know Kyle really well. He loved golf, basketball, all sports, and of course, Bridget. Yeah, he loved that. But Kyle was more than that. He was Bridget's dream husband, dream boyfriend. And she was Kyle's dream girlfriend. I could see it. Kyle, I could describe you in many different ways, but I'll give a few. Bright, generous, caring, always considerate, a true gentleman. Thank you, Mark and Jane. Bridget, you've grown up not only to be beautiful, oh, by the way, you look like an angel today, but intelligent, understanding, compassionate, and loving. You've always been there for Mom and I, as the roommate, always worried about me. Did you get enough food? Did you eat? You'd make dinner? Thank you, honey. To Mr. and Mrs. Kyle Fletcher, may you be friends to each other as only lovers can. And may you love each other as only best friends can. And may you be poor in misfortune and rich in blessings. Slow to make enemies and quick to make friends. And may both of you live as long as you want and never want as long as you live.